friends, SeanPierce Johnson here, and welcome back to Stompbox Saturday. Hope you all had an awesome week and are having a great Saturday and are ready for what we have on the stomping block. And it's a pretty special day. It's not just a very cool pedal, but we've got the brand new Navigator in the house finally here, and I am so glad that I plugged it in to this. This is the yellow Spiral Overdrive from Spiral Electric Effects. If you're not familiar with Spiral Electric, it is the brainchild of the one, the only Mr. Tom Cram, formerly the brains behind the resurgence of Digitech and DOD. And, well, Digitech decided to be stupid and let DOD go by the wayside, so Tom's out doing his own thing. And quite frankly, the effects world is all the better for it. I got to meet Tom at NAMM. We talked a little bit, I played some of the pedals, and he let me walk away with this yellow Spiral, and I have been absolutely loving it. We're gonna go over it today, check out some of the tones that you can get from it, and talk about how versatile this deceptively simple pedal is. So let's go ahead, throw the pedal up on the screen, and take a look at the controls and talk about what they do. As you can see, it's 3 knobs, but I want you to not focus on the middle knob right now, and just think about the 2 on the outside. This is essentially Tom's take on the classic DOD 250. And if anybody's gonna do a take on the DOD 250, it might as well be him. We have controls for gain and output, and those are your classic DOD 250 Overdrive Preamp controls. But it's what he does with this middle selector switch and this 3-position toggle switch that make the yellow Spiral truly a special take on that classic pedal. The center control is girth, and basically it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 position rotary selector that basically allows you to tailor the amount of low-end information that's generated by the yellow Spiral pedal. You can go from thinner sounds on the counterclockwise portion of the knob, and then as you turn it clockwise, you get progressively more low-end thump and girth. It's labeled girth, so there you go. You kind of get it. But then we have this 3-position toggle switch, which really is where I find that I have the most fun experimenting with sounds. Unlike all the other 250 style overdrives that are out there, Tom has elected to try out the Nanolog audio devices into molecular junction chip in this particular pedal. You guys probably remember the wave function overdrive that we took a look at several years back. Well, that had the same N2 chip inside it. So I love that pedal. It is one of my favorite Tube Screamer style overdrive pedals that I have in my collection. And the fact that it is right here in the yellow Spiral in a 250 style overdrive pedal, I am very, very excited about. But he's also introduced some other things to the clipping and the other positions that give you a little bit more than just this brand new overdrive world. So you get something a little bit more familiar, something you might be a little bit more used to. So rest assured, if you decide to invest in one of these, it will be something that you're getting new sounds as well as sounds that are familiar to you and maybe a little bit of a different format. So let's go ahead, let's jump right into it. First, I want to show you these different clipping selections with a couple different sounds. First, with single coils and a higher gain sound, and then lower gain sound with the humbuckers. Let's check it out. But first, here's my clean tone. Am I enough like Andy yet? dirty. Got a very sort of open and organic kind of feel to it. That's probably what I love the most about the N2 chip. All right, now let's compare that to position 1. So we started out with the N2 chip only. Now this adds in an LED to the clipping section. So let's hear it. Little raspier, a little bit more compression to that gain, almost as if we have a more apparent blend of the overdrive with the original guitar tone. Now flicking it down to position 3, this adds in a silicone diode to the clipping section. So let's listen. To me, that feels the most compressed, but it feels a little cleaner too. The N2 definitely feels the most open. That's probably going to be the most dynamic one. We get a little bit of compression out of that LED with maybe just a hair more of a blend between the clean and overdrive signal. And then with the silicone, we definitely get more like raspy grit and a bit more compression. So it's a bit more extreme than the other two settings. To really test out what the girth control is doing for us, I feel like we should go with the N2 setting. Because it's a little bit more open and dynamic, we're probably gonna really hear that low-end information well, and the girth control will probably end up helping to tame that a little bit more. A fair amount of gain, definitely a fair amount of volume, means that we take this crunchy little orange and turn it into this. Very interesting. Very interesting. I think because we're getting not just gain from the pedal, but we're also getting volume push. This is a very interactive pedal because you're adjusting the girth generated by the clipping, but then that then gets outputted to the amplifier and layered on top of it. And anytime you push the front end of an amplifier with level, you're gonna get a little bit more audio information from the amplifier circuit in and of itself. So I'm kind of finding with this, unsure of 100% if this is gonna be the setting that I use all the time. But in a way, I love that because it makes me explore more. It makes me just play. And when I find the setting that really inspires, that's most likely going to be where I end up hanging my hat. And speaking of that, it's time to check out some of those settings because yes, I have spent some time with it and I have come up with those sounds. So let's check out my first favorite sound. Now I do have the volume rolled back a little bit, so it's not quite that full power of these pickups, but that's because I want to be able to clean up this sound and then turn it up a little bit more for that extra little bit of hair, grit, and harmonic content that just makes playing a little bit more fun. And that, my friends, the yellow spiral overdrive from Spiral Electric Effects. I am so happy that I got one of these. Thank you so much, Tom, for giving it to me. I have been having an absolute blast with it. I'm not altogether familiar with the DOD 250. I have never had one in my collection, and I've never really gotten much of a chance to play one. I know that's kind of surprising, but that's just the way things happen. Things do happen in life, and certain things fly over your head and pass you by. but I am so glad this one did not. It is quickly becoming one of my favorite overdrives in the collection, and so much of a favorite, I am wondering how exactly am I going to work it into the overall rig for 2020. But that is another video for another time. And in the meantime, I would love to know what you guys thought of the Spiral Electric ELO Spiral. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please do consider giving this video a thumbs up and sharing it with your friends. And if you haven't done so already, clicking the subscribe button, turning on the notifications by ringing the bell, and coming back for more videos very soon. But if you'd like to help support the channel and get access to every single video I make before anyone else in the world, please consider becoming a patron and joining my Patreon page today. You'll find a link for that in the description below. Thanks so much for spending part of your Saturday with me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Until next time, my friends, I'm SeanPierce Johnson, wishing you all out there a great tone and happy stomping. Cheers.